Hi, I'm Beth Grazer, Communications Officer for the Hillsboro School District. Today, we'd like to make sure students and families know their instructional options for the remainder of the school year, and for those who elect to return to school in person, what a typical day will look like. Students who are currently enrolled in Hillsboro Online Academy will remain at HOA for the rest of this school year. Students who are currently engaged in comprehensive distance learning through their home school will have two options. They can remain in CDL full-time, or they can participate in hybrid instruction. For students in grades pre-K through 2, hybrid instruction is based on a daily model where students come to school in person for a slightly shortened school day and continue to do CDL for a portion of their music, PE, and extra supports. For students in grades 3 through 6, hybrid instruction is based on a 2-day-per-week model, which means that students will be coming to school in person either Monday and Thursday or Tuesday and Friday for a slightly shortened school day and doing CDL on the other days of the week. The hybrid model for students in grades 7 through 12 is still being determined. Our goal is for students to come to school in person for at least a portion of their week and do CDL for the remainder of the week. Because the health metrics and cohorting guidelines are different for secondary students, we don't yet have all the specifics for how their experience will be structured. Now, enough of me. Let's catch up with some students and see what a day in the life of the hybrid model will look like. Some students will ride the bus to school, while others will provide their own transportation to school. In all cases, parents will be asked to evaluate their child's health each day before sending or taking them to school. If they are exhibiting a fever, cough, or any of the other symptoms in the Too Sick for School flyer, they need to keep their child at home. Their child can engage in CDL if they feel well enough, even if they are supposed to be attending in person that day. Upon boarding the bus, the driver will ask the student how they are feeling. If the student seems to be doing well, they will be asked to sit in the first available seat with an X nearest the rear of the bus. Only siblings or members of the same household can sit together on the bus. Otherwise, only one child per seat is allowed. Upon arrival at the school, the students will line up on pavement markers to keep them appropriately spaced. They will then receive a health screening, which will include a touch-free temperature scan of their forehead and a general question about how they're feeling. When it's time to enter the building, students will use hand sanitizer and follow the instructions of the adults around them to proceed to their classroom, keeping their hands to themselves and maintaining appropriate spacing. Please note that all students and staff are expected to wear a face mask at all times, except when they are eating, taking an approved mask break in a designated location, or if they have a medical condition that necessitates accommodation. Students will arrive in their classroom and place their belongings in a designated location. Students will have the opportunity to wash their hands with soap and water, and then they will take their seat, which has 6 feet of space all around it. The teacher will most likely be teaching some students in person and some students remotely in an interactive live stream model that includes both direct instruction and independent or group work time. The students who are attending remotely will often be projected on a screen or visible within Google Meet, so their classmates who are attending in person can see them. Students will eat lunch in their classrooms and get to talk to their friends, and have recess and movement breaks. There will also be plenty of opportunities to wash or sanitize their hands and use the restroom throughout the day. It's important to note that schools are still warm and inviting places where students will socialize with one another and receive the types of social-emotional supports that just aren't possible in a CDL model. We are committed to engaging and connecting with students while following all recommended health and safety guidelines. If a child does feel sick during the course of the school day, they will be sent to the office to be evaluated. Every school will have an isolation room for students who are exhibiting signs or symptoms of possible COVID-19 or other communicable diseases. They will be supervised by an adult and wait in the isolation room until they are picked up by a parent or guardian. If your child is sent home from the isolation room with COVID-19-like symptoms, instructions will be given to you on next steps and when your child can return to school. If a classroom cohort has one or more individuals test positive for COVID-19, families will be notified. Next steps will be based on consultation with the district nurse team and Washington County Public Health. Specific individuals and possibly the entire cohort may need to revert to CDL for up to 14 days. If a school has multiple cohorts that are impacted by COVID-19, the entire school may need to revert to CDL for up to 14 days. Specifics of each circumstance would be determined as they arise. We know there are likely many more questions, but hopefully this video has provided you with the basics of what to expect from a return to school experience. Additional information will be provided over the coming weeks, both from the district level and from your school principal. Any family not enrolled in Hillsboro Online Academy will be asked to respond to a brief survey in the near future regarding their plans for their student, either to remain strictly in CDL or engage in the hybrid model. Your timely response to that survey will be very helpful to our planning process. We know this year has been difficult for many reasons, and we thank each and every one of you sincerely for hanging in there. Your flexibility and resilience are inspiring, and we really appreciate your partnership in this effort. For more information, please see the 2020-21 school year page of our website. Thank you.